Okay, let's get into some listener questions. This one's from Simon. It says, from what I understand, nutrition is a large part of becoming a faster cyclist. However, from what I've seen, you've only covered nutrition on the bike and right afterwards. That we've covered more than that, but just the same. Happy to answer this one, Simon. And by the way, if you're listening right now, you can submit your questions at trainerroad.com/podcast. That's where the deep dives came from. That's where these questions are coming from. And any question you have, go ahead and submit it there. He says, how important is what you eat whenever you eat? And what influence does it have, if any, on your performance and training? Is there anything specific cyclists should be eating? And how beneficial at increasing your performance would seeing a nutritionist be? And would it be better to talk to a sport nutritionist compared to a regular nutritionist? Tons of questions in there that basically answer every nutrition question you could have about about cycling all in one. Pete, seeing as how you are our resident nutritionist here, this was your degree of, or your area of study. Where do you want to start?
I think it's kind of interesting. What he did is he went down the rabbit hole and had more and more specific questions, and I think that's kind of what everybody's having this problem where the more information we have, the feel like we can make better decisions over and over, and we get deeper into the rabbit hole and make a better decision, and so on and so forth. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to mess it all up and go completely as far back as I can, and we'll just talk really basically about kind of quality of food and timing, because technically, I mean, Chad actually touched a little bit on glycolysis and how that works, and I think you guys are even going to talk about it next week a little more. So I think we're gonna go back to kind of regular, how this affects us and how this affects the way you should think about nutrition and the timing that you're doing. And so what I think everybody could work on as a general rule, and us included, is start assessing the quality of the nutrition that you're taking in, because as soon as you address the quality, that's going to have a different effect on the timing. So you can't have specific timing when the quality and the types of foods vary so much, because you're going to actually marry timing to the quality and the kind of type of food that you're going to eat beforehand. And so that's what I think everybody needs to start with, finding a quality meal that works really well for them, either pre-training or racing. And for a lot of people, depending on how your stomach handles it, basic is usually a little more, it's easier to make, it's easier to stomach, and it's easier to rely upon and get your body trained. And so I would say the example that just happened is we were at the Gateway Cup in Missouri, and you race at kind of varying different times. It was like 9 p.m., 6 p.m., 5 p.m., 4. But what we had is we had a very, very small Airbnb kitchen, that is hard to cook, and there's not for example, there's not things like olive oil in the cabinet, and so you pour the peanut butter oil off of your stir peanut butter into the pan so that the things don't stick. But that's a separate story. I would say, so what we did is we picked something that kind of jived with all of us, and then so there's 4 racers staying in the house, and we all ate at slightly different times, and we all ate slightly different quantities, and we all ate slightly different kind of differing meals throughout the day. And so that's what I was thinking about when we kind of talked about this specific scenario right before that race. And so I was kind of paying attention over and over. And so we had 4 different riders who were all racing the same race. We're all slightly more or less crit racers. But we all ate different breakfasts at different times that we thought were more nutritionally valued to us. And so, but everybody ate super nutrient dense quality foods. And I'll say that over and over. And I think if everybody reminds themselves that quality and nutrient density kind of change the way your body feels and change the way your body looks and changes your body composition, changes your performance, it's like the single smallest thing you can do. And I know it costs more money, and I know it takes more like brain power to start picking those things, but I, like we always say, start with one thing, like get some quality oatmeal that's a little more nutrient dense, that kind of has a gamut of grains or seeds or something like that, and start with the smallest little bit. And I guarantee if you start getting the snowball rolling, the quality food thing gets easier and easier and easier. And once you start with quality, it's going to impact the rest of your nutrient intake throughout the day. So a lot of the guys did yogurt and granola and fruit to start the day. And again, some ate kind of right when they got up, some ate before our ride, like timing before our morning spin, and then some ate more directly after the morning spin. But the reason I'm touching on that is because even though we all ate breakfast, we all ate at different times, and then we timed that kind of played into the way we ate food before the race. So before the race, we made veggies and rice, more or less. We do have a recipe.
Yeah, Maxine can put it up on screen, and then if you're watching on YouTube, you can screenshot this and save it. It's an easy recipe. I call it Pete's Easy Bowl recipe, because you can just put everything into a bowl and then add on some of the things he talks about here. Probably easier to just let them screenshot it and check it out there, Pete, right? Rather than read through.
I think what I can do is explain a super easy. It's probably half rice, half veggies. The seasoning is person dependent. Some of us just use soy sauce. Some of us use like a sesame ginger sauce. But again, the idea is there's a lot of nutrient density, but it's not too heavy on your stomach. And I ate 3 hours and 3.5 hours before every race. And I ate quite a lot, where some guys ate closer to the race and ate slightly less. But everybody was eating the same thing. And that timing window that I would say for us was between 4 and 2.5 hours. And what that means is it's just as much trial and tribulation on your part, where if you have all these training opportunities, you can practice with the type of food you're going to eat, the quality of the food, and then based on your intensity and how the race is going to go. So there's kind of 3 things you have to figure out. And so that's why it was laughable that we're all doing the same thing. We're all the same type of riders, more or less. And everybody is still tuned kind of specifically. And some riders did more rice and less veggies because they were just less adept at handling.
I think we lost Pete. Hopefully
kind of a higher fiber
back.
Thing
He's
before.
Pete's back.
I made it.
Just back up one sentence.
So anyways, so the type of, or the amount of rice to the amount of veggies was different per rider based on how adept they were at handling veggie intake. We cooked them all quite a lot, I will say, so that kind of break it down as much as possible. And what that does is it allows you to get a lot more nutrients and kind of stomach more palatability, that kind of thing. But yeah, I think it's funny, Simon. I know I didn't really answer any of the questions.
Let's answer them. We can do it.
Yeah, right? Let's do it.
He says, so he says, how important is what you eat whenever you eat? So Pete just talks about timing. It's individual. You'll find it, but probably sometime between 2 to 4.5 hours is likely what you'll see. What influence does it have, if any, on your performance or training? It absolutely has an influence on it. Prior to training, you're going to want to eat more carb dense. Thereafter, you likely won't need that. That's just common practice. Is there anything specific cyclists should be eating, and how beneficial at increasing your performance? And actually, we'll cover the nutritionist thing separately. But is there anything specific cyclists should be eating? Cyclists should not fuel differently than another sort of endurance athlete, but endurance athletes in general, and everybody in general, benefits from high density of nutrients, of a diverse nutrient profile as well, and making sure that you're getting yourself enough carbohydrate, enough protein to be able to fuel training and recover from training. In most cases, fat's pretty taken care of. So eat veggies, eat a variety, and then make sure that you're giving your body enough fuel, are kind of like the ways to answer that one.
If you like this video, make sure you give us a thumbs up.
If you didn't like this video, you can give it a thumbs down, but let us know what you would have done differently in the comments below.
If you want to see more of these videos, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you want to become a faster cyclist, check out TrainerRoad.com.
Do it.